and welcome to my review of Lion L. Johnson, Primarch of the Dark Angels Legion model from Forge World. Now, one of these models will set you back £84. Now, this model did come out in 2020, but they've been doing this for a number of years where every consecutive Primarch has been the same price as the previous one or a new price point. And, you know, £84 certainly is up there. However, what you are getting with the Lion is an absolutely stunning scenic base, full of so much detail and character, and is one of my favourite Primarchs that Forge World have produced. Now, of course, you know, comparisons can be made with the other Primarchs, such as Magnus, who's huge and also has a decent scenic base. Sanguinius, although he doesn't really have a big scenic base, at least not if you get the extra base, he does have the huge detailed wings, and again, as all Primarchs, there's a load of detail on him. We will be comparing the Lion to Sanguinius later in the review. I'd love to compare him to Lorgar, but Lorgar's not arriving here for a few more days. But rest assured, when I review him, I will include Lion L. Johnson and Sanguinius in his review. And it'd be interesting to compare them all, because Lorgar is one of the first Primarchs that Forge World created. So what we'll do is we'll have a good close-up of this model. I'll go through some size comparisons. I'll have a look at his spare parts. I'll go through some size comparisons, and then I'll go through all of his Horus Heresy rules. So let's have a look let's have a look at the scenic base first of all. Before you jump to conclusions, I haven't glued the cloak on for obvious reasons, but I have magnetised this part of the scenic base. It's not needed as such, but I've magnetised there and I've magnetised there. You can't see it when it's on, and it's just to give extra security while it's connected. Gently move him off and have a look at this scenic base first of all. If I get the lighting just right, we can have a look in there and see what's going on. So yeah, as you can see, there's a fair amount of detail on here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 dead Night Lord Space Marines from what I can see, and a fifth one about to misfire his Volkite pistol, of course. You've got so many things going on here. So you've got 13th Legion there on the knee armour. You've got this head of a Space Marine that's been sliced open. You can see the brains and the skull and things in there. You've got loads of bullet holes all in these Night Lords. You've got this close combat weapon with the blade, and the really attention to detail in terms of the teeth of the blade that have come off of the weapon itself and has just trailed along there. You've got this Night Lord that's been sliced on the front of his helmet, but again pocked with bullet holes. You've got some skulls, you've got some intestines that have just spooling out of him. You've got this one without a helmet, in a really awkward position, like his body is completely broken and his leg has been chopped off. You've got the Night Lord's iconography on the shoulder pauldron and some spikes on the other one. It looks like there's another armour piece there, so maybe there is another Night Lord that's trapped below him, possibly. This one is fallen on his face with his arm outstretched. You can't even see his head at all. Maybe it's been chopped off, who knows, but yeah, loads of detail going on. And then you've got this brave Night Lord with the old school power plant. I remember them on all the old Space Marines, but he's got his hand like that. It's been cut on the gauntlet. He's pocked with bullet holes as well, and a cracked face plate. A grenade there, and yeah, he's trying to shoot the Lion in a final last ditch to cause him some damage. Well, we all know that's not going to happen whatsoever. So that's the base. I mean, it's a fantastic base. You know, essentially you are getting 5 Space Marines for free. Okay, yeah, I know they're dead Space Marines, but or that one's about to be. But yeah, that's the scenic base. Lovely scenic base. Let's have a look at the Lion himself then. I've got to be careful because he is the The power plant is held with white tack. There's this icon thing that should be up a little bit more, but again, it's a bit wobbly. I don't want to move it too much because I don't want it to fall off, but this is a huge cloak there with some fur and some teeth. He's got a knife. He's got his pistol, which is a lovely looking pistol, but it's a shame that Forge World sort of hide it behind. He's got some tassets there. He's got this belt, which again is, if I can just show you the detail, guys, look at that. Just amazing. He's obviously got a lion on his right knee plate, and then 2 swords on his left. I like the ribbed greaves there, and this torch or brazier that's been knocked over with coals that have been misplaced, with coals that have been dislodged and displaced. You've got this sheath for the sword, the lion sword, I think it is. And speaking of which, you've got a lion on the shoulder pole, and I know that the sword is still a little bit bent. I still need to work on that before I spray him, and I'll spray the cloak separately. But yeah, lovely helmet there. You've got a couple of weapon options and head options. I'll show you those very shortly, but yeah, I've gone for the helmeted version. And look at that shoulder pauldron there with the angel. And there's some keys, and there's a little star. I like the cloak. I mean, yeah, just fantastic, isn't he? Absolutely amazing. So much detail, this one. So there you go. That is Lionel Johnson. Let's have a look at these spare parts that I keep teasing. So they're in this little bag here. You've got a couple of options for his main weapon. You can either have, is it the lion sword or lion blade, and the wolf blade. So this is a wolf one, with his hands, gauntleted hands. He's got full handguard there, and it's basically a huge chainsword. I mean, we'll do some size comparison things in a little moment, but let's just face it, guys. This chainsword is taller than a normal Space Marine. You know, even from the hilt, it's probably taller than a Primaris. Yeah, way taller than even a Primaris Space Marine. This weapon is ginormous. So we're looking at 9 foot tall, 9 foot for this weapon. That's crazy, isn't it? Then you get a different sheath for the weapon, bit of a thicker one, so that you can put that in. And then you get his face, you know, his helmetless head. If we just zoom in there, they've done a good job with this. You know, fair amount of hair there, a gnarly beard, some chops. Yeah, really cool. You get a couple of grenades. You actually get 4 grenades in total. You get 2 that look like these. These are the stasis ones, and 2 that look like these, the frag grenades. They're a bit tiny for me to hold, but hope you can see them well enough. And yeah, so they're your spare parts, right there. If you build it like this, I mean, you can, you know, just plaster the grenades on him all over if you wish. So let's do a couple of size comparisons then. Firstly, with the other Primarch that I own, Sanguinius. Now, Sanguinius was a similar price, but I think his extra Scenic Base was what, £40 more or so. So he's yeah, more expensive, of course. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that comparison there between them, and the presence that both of them have. If we were to kind of remove Sanguinius's Scenic Base, and we remove the lions, this is where they stand. Pretty awesome, aren't they? They are on the same size base, but I will tell you right now that the Scenic Base is larger. Sizes, if I can do it this way, it's awkward because Sanguinius is in a odd pose, but similar height. Sanguinius is a bit slender, on the armour at least, but there's loads of detail on both of them, on both of their armour. That's fantastic, aren't they? So there you go, that's my comparison between two Primarchs. Let's do a comparison with my usual suspects, the three Imperial models that I always like to compare them with. So yeah, you kind of get a sense of scale with a normal Space Marine, and you know, the Mark 3, 4, 5, whatever Space Marines are going to be the same height as this one. So if we just compare him to a normal Space Marine, this is where he stands up. A normal Space Marine barely goes past his waist there. So yeah, he's a big one. Comparing him to Sly Marbo, yeah, again, barely up to the waist for Sly Marbo. And then a Primaris. It's only fair if we do it from this side. Probably about there. Primaris kind of almost goes up to his chest, almost, but yeah, much bigger. So I just thought I'd show you those size comparisons. You know, you think Primaris are tall, Custodies are tall, but Primarchs are absolutely huge compared to just the normal Space Marines. Now, before I go through his rules, I just want to have a massive shout out to Tanker200 and Patient Zero for helping me understand the rules. So thank you, you two. I really appreciate your support. Okay, so rules-wise then, for Lionel Johnson, the first Primarch, the Lion, the Son of the Forest, Primarch of the Dark Angels, well, he will set you back 460 points. His stat line reads, he's got a weapon skill of 8, ballistic skill 5, strength 7, toughness 6, 6 wounds, initiative 7, 5 attacks, leadership 10, and a save of 2+. He's an infantry character, and his war gear consists of the Leonine Panoply, the Lion Sword or the Wolf Blade, the Fusil Actinius, frag grenades and stasis grenades. This unit may only be taken as part of a loyalist faction army. So special rules is that he's a Primarch, so that encompasses independent character, eternal warrior, fear, adamantium will, fleet, fearless, it will not die, master of the legion, precision strike, precision shot, sire of the Dark Angels, the point of the blade, the Lion's collar or cholla, an absolute focus, very bulky, Deathwing companions. Now, what do all these things mean? Well, he's the sire of the Dark Angels, which means while Lionel Johnson is on the battlefield, all friendly models with the Legion's, Astartes, Dark Angels special rule roll an additional d6 for all morale checks and use the 2 lowest dice to decide the result of the check. Any units with the Legion's, Astartes, Dark Angel special rule within 12 inches of Lionel Johnson add 1 to the wound value used to determine which side has won a given close combat. The point of the blade. After declaring a charge from Lionel Johnson and any unit he has joined, the controlling player may choose to move 8 inches, ignoring the effects of difficult terrain or dangerous terrain instead of rolling for charge range normally. So that's nice, you get the 8 inches solid there. The Lion's chola or collar. When reduced to 4 wounds or less, the Lion gains +1 attack, increased to +2 attacks when reduced to 2 wounds or less. That's alright, you know, he's then got 6 attacks, or he's then got 7 attacks. An absolute focus. In any assault phase, Lionel Johnson is never required to roll more than 4+ to hit any enemy model, regardless of the enemy's weapon skill, any special rules or modifiers in play. So that's nice, it means he's still got a 50-50 chance of hitting no matter what. Deathwing Companions. A unit of Deathwing Companions may be included as part of the same Lords of War choice as Lionel Johnson. If selected, Lionel Johnson must join this unit and may not voluntarily leave it during play. The Leonine Panoply provides a 2+ armour save and a 4+ invulnerable save. The first invulnerable save made for Lionel Johnson each turn may be re-rolled. That's very nice. The Fusil Actinius. It's a pistol weapon with a range of 18 inches. It's a strength 7, AP -2. It's a salvo, which is 2/4, twin linked and blind. Stasis grenades. During a turn in which a unit equipped with stasis grenades make a successful charge or are themselves successfully charged, the enemy unit or units reduce their initiative to 1 until the end of the game turn. That's pretty nice. Go initiative all the way down to 1. The Lion Sword. It's the strength of the user, which would be 7. Its AP is 1. It's a melee, lance, fleshbane, mastercrafted and two-handed. The wolf blade, it's a strength plus 3, so that's strength 10, AP 2, melee, two-handed, shred, fearsome ruin. Now it's got an additional rule here called fearsome ruin. Any unit which suffers 1 or more casualties from this weapon and makes a morale check during the assault phase must roll an additional d6 for that check and keep the 2 highest dice to determine the result. Very nice. You're going to see a lot of units running away from the Lion. So there you go. That's all of Lionel Johnson's rules. I think he's pretty formidable. He's got a high weapon skill, he's got a decent strength and a good amount of attacks. He's got some good buffs as well, like the stasis grenades, and the Lion Sword absolutely slices through enemies. I like how he gains more attacks. I also like how he can choose to move 8 inches for charges, and all Dark Angels are getting an extra d6 for their leadership for morale tests, and also the guaranteed 50-50 chance to hit his enemy. What do you guys think of Lionel Johnson? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below as always. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.